So the game ended pretty late last night, so I'm not sure if you guys caught the post-game interview when they asked Tyler Glasnow how he felt about facing a red-hot Yankees lineup in Game 2.
I'm in danger!
Good morning, everybody. I'm going to keep this preview somewhat short today because I do have a long day, and last night was a very late night. These playoff games, they really they go deep into the evening sometimes, but it's worth it when the Yankees come back like that. So the lineup, the lineup has been red hot. I mentioned this on the post game. The Yankees have scored a ton of runs. You don't expect with the type of pitching that you face in the playoffs for the Yankees to put up this many runs, especially when towards the second half of the season they struggled against some, let's face it, not great pitchers. But they put up 12 runs in the game that Shane Bieber starts for the Indians, and then they put up 10 runs the next night with Carlos Carrasco starting for the Indians. And then in Game 1 with former Cy Young winner Blake Snell on the mound, they put up 9 more runs, capped off by the grand slam from Giancarlo Stanton. So the Yankees lineup is clicking on all cylinders. And this is where it helps that there's no real off days between now and the end of the postseason. So that lineup doesn't have a chance to really get out of rhythm. Now, the one test is going to be, can these guys stay healthy? These guys generally don't play 3, 4, 5, let alone 10, 12, 13 days in a row as they're going to have to. So you might see some guys playing through some injuries. You might see some guys kind of take it easy if there's a big lead or a big deficit on ground balls, routine grounder to short. You might not see guys busted out of the box just to stay healthy. We're seeing Giancarlo Stanton run the baselines in between innings to try and keep his legs fresh. So far it's working. He's homered in 3 straight. I'll get to that. But yeah, this lineup is clicking on all cylinders. And I've said it before, when the Yankees lineup is clicking like this, they're about as good as any team in baseball, and they can beat any pitcher on baseball. It doesn't matter. It really doesn't. So, good start for the Yankees to this series. They take a 1-0 series lead. Judge has homered for the second time in the playoffs. He was just 1 for the 2 wildcard games, but his only hit was a home run. He hits a home run last night, a line drive laser beam to left field to give the Yankees the 4-3 lead. That was a lead they would never surrender. The bullpen did a really nice job. Chad Green, Zach Britton, and Luis Cessa came in and did a nice job. But I think it's a good sign that Judge, even though he's not getting a ton of hits, he's starting to hit the long ball, right? And, he hit one to right field in the first game of the wild card round and now to left field, so he's using the whole field. That's a good sign. But we really haven't seen him get red hot yet. But I have a feeling it's coming. It's hard to do against great pitching, but it can be done. Stanton, of course, not getting a ton of hits, but he's homered in 3 straight games. I'll take it. The first home run was kind of a tack-on home run against the Indians late in the game, and you're thinking, Stanton, whatever. Big tack-on home run doesn't mean much. The next game, he cuts the deficit a little bit with that big home run to right field, an absolute bomb the other way. And then last night, of course, the biggest moment so far of his Yankees career. They say that you have to earn your pinstripes, right? You have to get that big Yankees moment. That was really Stanton's biggest moment as a Yankee, and he's kind of been overlooked as a playoff performer. He's homered in every single playoff set he's been in with the Yankees. In 2018, he hit that home run in the wild card game. 2019, he hits a home run. I think it was off of, was it Verlander? He hit a home run off of the Astros in the American League Championship Series. And then so far this series, this is the hottest we've seen him in the playoffs. Home runs in 3 consecutive games. Let's hope he can stay hot. Now, it's unrealistic to homer in every single game, so he will mix in some bad games in there, but hopefully he can also mix in some singles, some doubles, some big hits. And the Yankees put up 9 runs despite having a couple of innings where they left guys on base. They left the bases loaded. And I want to say the 3rd or the 4th inning against Blake Snell, who happened to pitch out of it. But the fact that they're still, persevering and showing that resilience that we've talked about early in the series, that's huge. That is huge. Another big thing to mention, Clint Frazier getting his first ever playoff start. Hits a monster home run. I think it was only 418 feet, but it was a no-doubter. You could tell when he swung the bat and just kind of stood there for a second. When he hits them, they stay hit. Let's be honest about it. Clint Frazier is a guy who's been my pick to click this whole postseason, even though he hasn't really gotten much playing time, because to me, he's a guy that is going to rise to the occasion. He's just got the right attitude, right? He reminds me of, you know, somebody like a Derek Jeter, somebody like a maybe like a Paul O'Neill. Maybe not the same type of personality, but the kind of guy who, you know, he knows he's good, and he shows up in big spots. He hit a walk-off home run in his 6th game in the major leagues. He had a home run in his major league debut. He gets called up this year, and in his first game, he goes 3 for 4 with a home run. I think he comes a triple short of the cycle. So he's a guy when the spotlight's on him, and when guys are talking about him, and when people are questioning him, he shows up. And so I want to give a shout out to Clint Frazier and all the fans who stuck with Clint Frazier. I kind of was tough on Clint Frazier. I'm not going to lie. I made a video several months ago before Corona Ball began that said, it was called Let's Talk About Clint Frazier. And I talked about some of his struggles on defense. He's fixed that. Some of his struggles on offense of not being selective enough. He's fixed that. And to me, Clint Frazier is night and day from what he was when he first came up. So I'm really happy to see him go deep. And the Yankees have taken a 1-0 series lead. And statistically, the team that wins Game 1 in a 5-game series goes on to win most of the time. Now, it doesn't always happen. We've seen the Yankees win Game 1 and lose before. It happened in 1995. That's the most memorable one for me. The Yankees won the first 2 games at home and went on to lose the series. We saw the A's go up 2-0 against the Yankees at home and go back and lose the series. Or no, wait, they went 2-0 on the Yankees on the road and then lost the series at home. That was 2001, I think. That was the year of the flip play from Derek Jeter. So these 5-game series, anything can happen. And the momentum will change tonight if the Rays can sneak out a victory. And let's be honest, Tyler Glasnow is no easy matchup. Tyler Glasnow has one of the nastiest curveballs in baseball. We know that the Yankees have trouble with curveballs. But let's see if they're able to lay off of it. I think the big key for the Yankees is to lay off the curveballs that are in the dirt and to only chase if it's a account where a curveball in the zone can beat you, and to only chase if it's in the zone. You want to hunt fastballs off the Tyler Glasnow. You want to make him throw a lot of pitches. He can be wild at times. He can be rattled. He's been much better this year. He's a big, tall guy, so he struggles to keep his mechanics together. And he's got a really high release point, so he's really tough to hit. We've seen him dominate the Yankees. We've also seen the Yankees hit him very well. So it's really going to be a toss-up, but the pressure is going to be on him. Another guy who's going to be facing some pressure is a guy who doesn't seem to feel any pressure, and that is Deivi Garcia, 21-year-old right-hander out of the Dominican Republic. Shout out to the DR. And let's face it, Deivi Garcia has been outstanding as a rookie. I don't know if he's going to win the Rookie of the Year. He did have a 4.98 ERA, but that's kind of inflated because I think he only made 6 starts. But Deivi Garcia is a guy who's going to be the future of this rotation, along with Garrett Cole, along with probably Jordan Montgomery, possibly Clark Schmidt. Deivi Garcia is going to be in this position, hopefully many, many times to come, and he can go a long way towards cementing his reputation as a big-game pitcher if he does well in his first start. A lot of times when guys come up in their first start in the playoffs, you see them get rattled early. The crowd can get on them. That's not going to be a factor tonight. Deivi Garcia, I always say it Deivi, it's Deivi. But Deivi Garcia is a guy who he has shown no fear this year. He's been very steady. You know, he doesn't show a lot of emotions on his face. He reminds me of Andy Pettitte in that way. It doesn't seem like anything rattles him. Same with Mariano Rivera. Deivi Garcia is a guy who I think is going to come up big. I think he's going to have one of those nights where he just dominates. The key is going to be throwing strikes early, being efficient early. If the Yankees can jump out to an early lead and get him feeling confident and working quick, getting those nice, soft, easy pop-ups, keeping the ball in the ballpark, then I think it's going to be a good night for the Yankees. And if they go up 2-0, I feel really, really good about Masahiro Tanaka in Game 3, and then you still got Garrett Cole later in the series. I don't think they're going to run Blake Snell out there on 5 days rest, on 3 days rest, sorry. And even if they do, the Yankees had no trouble with him last night. So I feel really good about tonight. Let's hope the Yankees can polish this one off and go up 2-0 in the series. I'll be back. No watch party tonight. Those take a lot out of me, and I do want to watch the game on that TV behind me. So I will be back for a post-game reaction. So stick around for that. Thanks to all my new subscribers. Please like and subscribe if you are not. And I will see you next time.
If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe. It helps YouTube suggest this channel to other Yankees fans.